we're hunting Period A, Zone 3, it's central Wisconsin. And I'm hunting on my buddy Kenny's land. We're right near his trailer. We just walked out in the morning and set up. And you'll see in the video originally, I'm leaning up against one tree facing behind Kenny. And then we're sitting there, we heard some gobbles. So I spun around and we're both up against the same log in the next clip. And we're sitting there, and I had been calling with the box call. And this turkey starts working in on us. As you can see, it's not the greatest footage. Like I said, it's off of the Tacticam that's mounted on the gun. My buddy Kenny that was with me filming, it was the first time he had ever filmed, and he didn't have any practice or nothing. He was just winging it, and he wasn't able to get on the bird. So what had happened was it cleared that little bit of brush and it popped the setup, and I thought it had us picked. I'm not 100% sure if it was just looking for another turkey or if it's seen us, but you can tell we're moving around a little bit, so he probably was looking at us. So after that first shot, guys, come on now. After that first shot, it kind of stunned him. I drew blood on him, and he popped his head back up, and I got the gun back on. I pulled the trigger, and there was nothing there. The gun jammed. So I would have had that bird if I would have been able to get that follow-up shot on him. But it just didn't happen. So after that whole ordeal where I messed up on that bird and got away, I did follow. I found some blood, and I was able to track it for, I don't know, maybe 30 yards from the place of the shot, but he was long gone. I walked all over looking for him. And then I just kind of continued hunting from there. Kenny didn't have a turkey tag, but there's a lot of trout streams in the area, so he went off trout fishing, and I continued on working through his property to get back into the public behind his place. So while I was working back, I heard another turkey coming from the neighbors, and I set up again, and he came in, and I had him at, I don't know, maybe 30 yards at the most, but he was in some pretty thick brush, and I didn't have a clear shot on him, so I didn't take it, and eventually he got nervous and walked off. I called in a couple hens after that, and then I worked my way back into the public, and that's where this next hunt is going to take place. it finally worked out after messing up this morning. Did a little bit of walking around, busted a couple turkeys, called in a hen, called in another tom earlier. And after missing that first one, I just wanted a sure thing shot. So I didn't take the shot, and eventually he spooked out of there. So I was doing a little walking around here in this prairie, and I came across a strutter that was back in this little island of pines back here. And he worked his way back into here, so I set up in that corner and I called for a little while, but I think he faded off in to the thick pines back in there. So I just started working the side of this kind of open. It was a burnout. They burned this area out, and it's been growing back for like 5 years now. And come around this corner, and it's funny because we walked past here yesterday in the rain, and I said, Kenny, right there would be a good spot to set up to catch them coming through right here. And sure enough, I'm walking right by this point. I heard a gobble when I was packing up to move to check out the rest there from back over there. So yeah, I come around the corner here, and I was able to pick out the top of the fan strutting back over there, and then I realized he was with another tom. So I got down on my knees and I set up a decoy here, and I belly crawled back into the exact spot that I told Kenny was going to be a good spot to set up. And I did a little bit of calling, which is cool with my with the diaphragm call. This is the first year I've ever used the diaphragm call. I've been just practicing with it a little bit in the work van as I'm driving around from job to job. And yeah, I called them in. They gobbled. They responded. They came in. I was hoping they'd come to this decoy. Instead, they saw the decoy and worked their way towards me because of it, but then cut in on my offside, so I had to swing like that to make the shot, and which is exactly what happened this morning also. But yeah, they snuck in on me. I shot him at 10 yards. And that other tom was right there next to him with that hen. I was pretty nervous that hen was going to bust me because she worked through first, but luckily she passed. So I'm not an expert turkey hunter by any means. I'm learning right now. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to turkey hunt. In fact, if you're looking for a good one, Dale Outdoors, man, he's got a ton of good videos. I've been watching all his videos, and that's basically everything I know about turkey hunting is just from watching his YouTube stuff. So, pretty excited.